Welcome back to another video on the Compounding Passive Income channel, and I'm your host, the Passive Income Poet, otherwise known as the Passive Income Poet. And as usual, we will start out with the original haiku number 1, I'm not your financial advisor. Do your own research. I'm just a dude on YouTube, not finance advice. Just to clarify, I'm just some dude on YouTube, and I'm not giving financial advice. You should do your own research. I'm not your friend, nor looking to be, just sharing with you my journey in crypto poetry and sonnet and verse, and hoping to edify and inspire you along your crypto journey. And we will read another poem today, and it is not by me, the Passive Income Poet, otherwise known as the Passive Income Poet. This will be by William Shakespeare, sonnet number 97. How like winter hath my absence been from thee, the pleasure of the fleeting year. What freezings have I left, what dark days seen, what old December's bareness everywhere. All right, moving on, but it does transition us to the topic here that we're going to cover, one of the topics, and that is crypto winter. When will it end? Here's what I'm going to tell you. Nobody knows. And if anybody's telling you they know, they can read you all the charts and do all the TA, technical analysis, for those of you who don't know what TA is, and, you know, draw the Fibonacci lines and all that other stuff. They don't know. There's too many uncontrollable, unforeseen things with, for instance, the event of FTX and Sam Bankman fraud, which we'll cover that as well. You know, the whole, stuff going on overseas with, the escalations of conflict and, things like that, governments toppling, all of that stuff. No one knows how things are going to be affected. But here's what I can tell you. It won't last forever. And I'm confident of that. This is a very, very long one. This is coming up on a year now. And a couple of things that I personally think are impacting it, obviously, are, just the overall economy, which is not great right now. In fact, there's so many, every day I'm reading, in the news that there's layoffs coming, and so for those of you who are experiencing that, I feel you, and again, keep you in my thoughts and prayers, because it is not fun not having employment, and especially with an upcoming recession that really technically we don't know when that's going to end either. So anyway, that's one thing. And then you have all these other corporate players and hedge funds who are, also dabbling in crypto, that are pulling out, taking profits. But I think we might see some kind of little bit of a rally, at least after the first of the year, after, these hedge funds and, big players, that the whales, I guess, that are, kind of have crypto as a secondary, not their primary, right? Maybe equities are their primaries. They may dabble back in and take advantage of some value here and jump back in, and try and, post some profits for the year, because they obviously want to make a good showing. And things are so low right now. There's good buying opportunities for those types of folks. So when will crypto winter end? No one knows, and I don't know. And anybody who tells you, you need to be wary and skeptical of them if they tell you when it's going to end, is all I can say, right? I thought that, the SEC lawsuit with Ripple and that created XRP, that would be over in a couple of months, and here we are 2 years later almost. I thought Flare Network was gonna launch, back in January, February of 2021, and here we are almost 2 years later, and still hasn't launched, although their target is the 9th of January at the latest, right? So no one knows, and again, I mean, when those things are going to happen, there's too many unforeseen things. Crypto takes longer to get done. I mean, those of you for Drip Network, you see how long it takes for Forex to get things fixed or out the door. It takes longer because it's so new and nascent in the space, and you got to be patient, and you got to accumulate. The one thing you can do is accumulate value and assets during a crypto winter. That's when the wealth is made. And everybody who's been a long-term investor will tell you that every time, things are at their worst and, it doesn't seem like there's any good things coming, that's when you make your wealth. And the sky is falling right now is what everybody's saying, right? So just, I'm not telling you to jump in or anything. I'm just telling you that's typically when, the big players make their wealth. So I've been trying to be diligent in this and wait it out patiently, and it's been, long several couple of years for me as I've gotten in and dealt with all of this stuff. I'm kind of an OG now, I guess you can consider myself, just being in this for so long. But anyway, we're going to leave that there. Why Drip Network and Flare Network eliminate bad actors like Sam Bankman-Fried, right? So everybody knows, if you don't and you've invested in crypto, then you are not doing your own research at all. I just watched something by Bitboy Crypto, and he's okay. I mean, but he's talking about a lot of things being interconnected with Sam Bankman-Fried, and there's Digital Asset Investor who covers the XRP and the Ripple case, and he's a big XRP maxi. He's been pointing out and all these meetings that FTX and Sam Bankman-Fried have been having with the SEC, who is suing Ripple and suing everybody, but doesn't want to give regulation or clarity, right? So the problem that I see happening, and that Forex Shark and Hugo Filion, also a Flare Network, have been saying, is that centralization is where a lot of this comes into play. Same thing when the banking crisis happens, right? And Wall Street collapsed back in 07, 08, and the banks over in Europe still really aren't on stable ground yet, right? It's all centralized. And that's why I like Drip Network and Flare Network. Now, the prices have gone down for those. But again, because of the decentralization of those networks and those contracts, it removes the risk in not being able to pull out your funds. I have not lost one red cent on Songbird Network, Flare Network, or Drip Network, and had never had any problem moving my funds that are in my wallets that are tied to those around, or withdrawing them or selling them or anything, right? So if you're holding on an exchange and they have access to your keys, the old saying, not your keys, not your crypto, you are at risk of this. And when I first got in, like I shared, I was trading on Coinbase like everybody else was, right? Or a lot of people are, or centralized exchanges. Quickly learned that I shouldn't have. And the thing that hurt me was getting that airdrop instead of being on my own personal cold wallet. Is that which I could have gotten the airdrops for Flare as well, but again, I was just a little bit new, a little bit nervous, didn't trust it necessarily, so that was my one downfall. But I've changed, and I hold nothing on those centralized exchanges except to move things in and out of fiat. So something you need to really look into. You're exposed, as shows in FTX being the most, the latest character in this whole crypto space to kind of wreck people. So again, I'm thankful that I learned, and you should be thankful that you're here, and hopefully you're not wrecked too bad. But you need to figure it out. You need to figure out how to get a MetaMask wallet, how to get a Ledger Nano, or all the myriad of other wallets that are out there, and look into decentralized exchanges and networks that are out there and available to you to avoid this. So anyway, hopefully preaching to the choir. But for those of you who may be new and checking things out, that should be the first thing you need to do, and bone up, do your own research on how to utilize those things and how to use them. You will thank yourself, your future self, at a later date. So anyway, all right, let's get into the wallets and just kind of show you where I'm at with things. Hit that 1,500 milestone with my drip faucet. So doing good there, making over 15 drip a day, even though the price is in that $2 range and plummeting. I'm just planning on it going to $1 right now while we're in this crypto winter, and I'm making all my future pro forma and projections based on it going to $1. I'm not saying it'll get there, I hope it doesn't, but in my mind that just kind of alleviates, when I see the price going down. I'm not upset about it. I'm not that upset about it anyway, right? Because I'm still making it, right? And I'm holding it. I'm not out there trying to sell every day like a lot of people are, or trade on it, right? That's the other thing where you get in a lot of trouble. So that's just me. That just kind of helps my mental perspective on things. And it's also nice every day every day that 24 hours that goes by, I'm making 15 more drip, right? $30. It's not, am I going to be able to retire off it? No, I am not right now. In the future, and if the price goes back up, hey, that's a different story that we all would like to see, and hopefully I'll give you an update if I happen decided to sunset the channel or not. But anyway, all right, I'll give you a quick update on Piston token. It's 735 is what I have, so getting close to 7.5 a day. doing steady Eddie, doing what it's supposed to be doing. I do like this one feature that they had here with the 5x boost. I'm not a big fan of the 5x meter and a couple of things that they've done here, but it's been around. It's going to be coming up on a year or so here in the first quarter of next year that this has been around also. So price isn't great right now. Again, I think it's just over $2. Let's take a look. See what that is, right? So let's do the one. Yeah, it's right at $2, right? So again, am I mad that I'm making $14 a day, almost $15 a day? Nope, not. Again, like I said, I got my ROI, my return on investment out of this anyway, because I was in on the early on a couple of the pre-sales. So and I sold at like $11. So one of my actually better moves in all of my crypto. So but anyway, it's doing what it's doing. I think it's a solid platform. You're not going to get rich on it necessarily right away right now, but if you're investing and looking and getting value, maybe this thing goes back up $10-11, right? And then I'm making $70 a day. Maybe it goes up to or $140 a day, right? Maybe if it goes to 20. So that's I'm thinking about my future self. All right. Let's jump over here let's take a look at the pig pen, right? Hydrated this morning. I'm up to 24.62 pigs right now. And again, this thing is creeping up. And I think I shared with you my strategy. I just compounded this morning, got $5 and some. Actually, I'll just show you what I got this morning. This morning, I got, $5.80 was waiting for me when I compounded. And I actually just used that to buy more pigs, and I put it right back in, right? So I'm just going to keep growing this. Again, a lot of people, Kenny from Crypto Kings or Drip Kings, and anyway, he's doing the same thing, and I agree with him. I think that's a smart move. Piggy Bank hydrated this morning. And again, these things, my overall piggy bank right now, I'm at actually 164 million piglets right now, and I haven't updated my numbers here from this morning, but yesterday I was at actually a little bit more because something went funky in terms of it clicked over when I was collecting data. So I should be when I hydrate tomorrow, I should be at that 170 million mark. So I'm making netting about 5 million new piglets a day. Based on what I've been tracking here. You guys can pause this. I haven't updated my numbers yet because I wanted to get this video recorded because I got a lot of stuff to get done today. But anyway, so that's what's going on there with the piggy bank. And again, in about 11 days, I will start again letting these roll for 7 days, which is my piggy bank strategy. I'll take them out. I haven't decided if I'm going to roll the whole things into 2 new piggy banks or do the 50-50 approach that I have done, because again, the performance on these 2 newest ones are really, really good. I like getting those higher bonuses and referrals. So you guys can stop these to, pause it, take a look at where the piggy banks are here. That's why I'm slowing down here. So we got 1 through 9 here. Scroll up, and 9 through 17. So you guys can pause and see that. All right, dog pound. So here's what I'm wrestling with right now. I have about half a dog. I haven't decided because I'm a little bit nervous. I have to research it a little bit more. I'm cool with just letting it sit and roll right now, right? But if I withdraw it, my understanding is if I withdraw it, that my tax reduction starts over, which I'm okay with that. I just don't want to get taxed 90% for withdrawing, and I don't think that's the case. And so I am going to wait until I have 1 dog or more and probably split it between the 2, because I do like getting the BNB and the pigs. Because the BNB helps me, pay off my, BNB fees when I, do any transactions on MetaMask. So I kind of like both of them. So that's probably what I'm going to do. No need for me to rush on it, though, because, again, I don't have enough dogs for it to be impactful. Like I said, last night when I hydrated after my Sabbath, I had a few tokens from the farms that I was able to move over. And you guys can see what's going on there. I have 1.34 staked here. Don't have enough. Haven't earned enough pigs. The decimal point isn't high enough on there. Anyway, that's that. And then I'll roll down and show you my... actually got a decent amount. I think I got a quarter of a dog for my cake BUSD stake here. So, this one's going down because I think a lot of people are jumping in. But I am not, after everything that's been happening with FTX. I'm not comfortable having and holding USDT. I just am not, because there's been speculation of fraud and that thing not having the backing of 1-to-1 versus, solid assets, and the way that they're printing USDT. I'm staying as far away from USDT personally as possible. BUSD is not, that's Binance's stable coin. They are not an algorithmic stablecoin. They actually are supposedly have 1-to-1 assets backing their BUSD tokens. USDT cannot say that, and they've already come out and said that they, have a bunch of different questionable things. So for me, I do not like USDT. But again, it's a solo sport, as Stunna says. Do your own thing, make your own decisions. And then my drip garden here. Again, I should be at 12 million by after I compound this evening. So anyway, that's that. That's what's going on with the garden and with my wallets and everything that's happening here. Got those sub wallets going. Those are doing what they're supposed to do. I'm not even going to waste your time showing them. They're smaller, but I'm at about between 300,000 and 400,000 plants on my other wallets there, sub wallets, and I have another one that started out that I think is just over 100,000. So anyway, that's going to do it. Thank you for listening. Thank you for jumping in, and be kind to one another. Be kind to other people. Be generous even though you're not rich yet. And again, consider accumulating when there's blood in the streets, right? That's what Warren Buffett and all the big long-term investors do. They look for value. That's when they buy, not when everybody's FOMOing in, right? And so anyway, we'll talk to you next Sunday. Hang in there, and we'll talk to you next Sunday.